So I still think it's intriguing to know, and I'm still searching for information and knowledge on what was here before these deserts. What was in place? What was there? So I come across another video, man. Shout outs to Riddle. What's hidden under the sand of the Sahara? All right. So we're gonna check this out. If you new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Join the fam. Here we go.
The word Sahara usually brings to mind a picture of endless sandy landscapes. A caravan of camels is walking along the dunes. The sun is beaming brightly as if for the last time, and around you, not a soul. It seems as if the golden, majestic dunes have always been here. But this isn't so. What secrets does the great desert hide from humanity? And what is under its hot sands? This is hard to believe, but as recently as 6,000 years ago, the arid desert, with an area of more than 9 million square kilometers, almost 3.5 million square miles, was covered with a thick green carpet. Entire settlements existed, and domestic animals grazed. Where today there's practically nothing but hot sand, there were green meadows and lakes. Rainfall was so abundant that it fed the river.
Hard to believe, right? It's hard to even imagine anything being there the way they look. Just insane to even think or fathom that.
And lakes. Rainfall was so abundant that it fed the river Tamanrasset, carrying its waters across the green Sahara to the Atlantic Ocean. The river, with numerous tributaries, had a length of more than 500 kilometers, or 311 miles, and would have made the list of the longest rivers in the world. In 2015, three-dimensional satellite images helped to find the largest paleo river. Thanks to these images, scientists noticed the smooth edges of the ancient channels of the river, hidden under the modern-day desert. And in Central Africa, there was a lake called Lake Mega Chad, now merely a ghost lake, of which only the modern Lake Chad remains. And once in antiquity, this lake was wider than the Caspian Sea, extending for almost 390,000 square kilometers, or 150,000 square miles across the Sahara. If the lake existed now, it would be the largest on the planet. The images published by NASA clearly show how huge it was. The lake forever imprinted in a desert landscape, like a silent reminder to all of humanity who had a hand in draining the once deep water reservoir. But what?
See, that's actually, I take that as, it's actually scary a little bit. Why? Because that makes me think like, okay, is the planet headed towards looking like maybe Mars, for instance? You see how Mars look? Maybe this is signs of, when we look at planets like Mars, of where we're headed. Seeing that body of water and where it once was, and you think you was like, oh man. But then the flip side of that is to think like, what does that mean? What is the earth trying to tell us? It's giving us signs. It's telling us now.
What happened? Why did this once green and prosperous region suddenly become the most lifeless place on the planet?
Right.
Scientists have different explanations. For example, environmental archaeologist David Wright considers livestock to be the main cause of climate change for a third of the African continent. Sheep, cows, and goats trampled and consumed local vegetation. The soil became more exposed and reflected more sunlight, affecting the atmosphere. The amount of precipitation decreased, and drought began. That was the beginning of the end. Drought slowly but surely destroyed all the vegetation, and the green Sahara turned into a huge desert region.
See, and that can happen anywhere. And I know they say animals and different things like that. I don't want to solely blame it on the animals, as it could be something else that we're just not paying attention to or haven't yet discovered or figured out. You know what I mean? But the animals, yes, that's one facet of it. I agree. You know, precipitation, that's another facet of it. I agree. But I think it's something else we're missing. But ultimately, pay attention to what it's showing us.
Of the size of the United States. But this doesn't mean that only animals are to blame. Perhaps cattle farmers were the catalyst for a process that had already begun to destroy the green cover. True, not everything is so simple. In 2018, another team of scientists put forward the hypothesis that the ancient herders, on the contrary, prolonged the flowering of the Green Sahara by another 500 years. According to one of the authors of the study, seasonal cattle driving and selective grazing helped people maintain a declining ecosystem. A third group of scientists blames the Earth's axis. Having studied the dust precipitating off the coast of West Africa for the last 240,000 years, they've come to the conclusion that the climate of the Sahara and North Africa changes from humid to dry every 20,000 years as the tilt of Earth's axis changes.
See, now this is along the lines of what I was thinking. Something like this. You know what I mean? This would ultimately, to me, explain what's happening and what's taking place.
20,000 years as the tilt of Earth's axis changes. Its shift affects the distribution of sunlight between seasons. The more solar radiation, the more active the monsoon and the more precipitation falls during the summer. When there's less sunlight, the monsoons weaken and a moist climate turns into drought. If this is so, then after some 10,000 years, meadows will again bloom in the Sahara and animals will graze. But the invisible river and the ghost lake are far from being the only mysteries that the majestic desert hides from us. Earlier in the Mesozoic era, the Tethys Ocean seethed here, dividing the ancient continents of Gondwana and Laurasia. The ocean receded. The continents were divided, the plates moved, and on the surface of the sand, it seemed a cemetery of whales remained. This place is now called Wadi El Hitan, which in Arabic means the Valley of the Whales. You probably will be surprised, but modern whales have ancient ancestors. Basilosaurus had sharp teeth and hind limbs. True, their limbs were very small and not suitable for movement. They were probably the largest predators of their time because the size of the Basilosaurus reached 21 meters or 69 feet. Imagine how scientists were shocked when in the early 20th century they found the remains of ancient whales in the hot desert, along with fossils of extinct prehistoric fish, snakes, turtles, crocodiles, and manatees. Probably their first thought was, someone must have brought them here. But everything turned out to be much more interesting. The sands of the Sahara keep other secrets. Not only did ancient predatory whales hunt there, but once upon a time, dinosaurs also roamed. One of the largest dinosaurs in the world, whose age is almost 100 million years old, was found here. These were the bones of a herbivorous sauropod, which was called Perilatitan stromeri. Judging by the fossils, this giant could reach 32 meters or 105 feet in length and weigh up to 60 tons. And in 2018, under the vast desert sands, the bones of another previously unknown dinosaur were found, Mansurosaurus. The discovery was like an exploding bomb. There was very little data on the last days of the dinosaurs that lived in Africa in the late Cretaceous, 100 to 66 million years ago. Also, it turned out that the new species of dinosaur is very similar to its European counterpart. So it seems the dinosaur came to Africa from the territory of modern Europe. But how is this possible? Previously, scientists were convinced that the ancient giants could not move between continents after they became separated. But this unexpected find smashed the accepted theories of dinosaur migration. The newly discovered species could reach from 8 to 10 meters or 26 to 33 feet in length and weigh as much as an African bull elephant, up to 6.5 tons. Today, this find is considered one of the most significant among all discovered remains of new dinosaur species. And the amazing discovery of the Mansurosaurus can give us much more information about the fauna of that period. But perhaps the most inexplicable mirror of Saharan Africa, and one of the major mysteries of the planet, is located in Mauritania. It's a unique geological formation, easily visible from space, called the Eye of the Sahara, or Richat structure. It's a series of huge concentric rings and has a diameter of about 50 kilometers or 31 miles. The object gained world fame after it was discovered in 1965 from the manned spacecraft Gemini 4. Since then, the mysterious eye haunts scientists. All these years, they've been looking for the answer to the main question: what is the nature of this structure? If this is the site of the fall of an ancient meteorite, then where's the crater itself? And why are no traces of the impact detected? If this is the mouth of an extinct volcano that was collapsing inwards for millions of years, then why are volcanic rocks completely absent? Very fantastic theories are also being put forward about an alien landing site or the location of Atlantis here. But most of all, scientists are inclined to believe that the structure formed as a result of erosion. But there's a flaw in this hypothesis. The formation...
Hey, you ain't even got to say it's a flaw now. I didn't believe it as soon as you said it. No. I was more so listening to when you said the other examples. You know what I mean? Of what could have landed there. Meteor, ash, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. No, I'm not rocking with the last one, though.
ring is too even and regular. Nowhere else on Earth has erosion been able to create anything like this. Anyway, the mysterious Eye of the Sahara remains one of the most amazing natural phenomena. So, whom or what the desert is watching with the help of this eye most likely will remain a secret. The desert is also silent about the cities and entire civilizations buried under its sands. Traces of which...
That's what I want to hear more about, the early civilizations that were there. And if we dig into that and learn about them, maybe we can find clues that led to them starting to migrate to different places. And you know what I mean? Slow changes that caused maybe this to slowly happen. You know what I mean? It could be several different things, but I'm still very much fond of the idea of maybe a meteor or something hitting.
Which are recorded by satellites and sometimes discovered by archaeologists. Once upon a time, life was vibrant here. Fortresses stood, fields were waiting to be harvested, and livestock grazed on pastures. Here, wild animals roamed in search of prey, and fish splashed in the rivers. But everything has changed. Now the desert is completely inhospitable. Everyone who tries to explore the vast expanses of the Sahara feels the strength of the sizzling sun and sandstorms. Who knows? Perhaps under the hot dunes, the biggest secret of the Sahara is still waiting, which it carefully protects from human eyes. What do you think it could be? Write us a note in the comments. Your like and subscription will be better than any breeze after an exhausting journey.
What could lie beneath there? I think a ton of history. I think a ton of information. You know what I mean? We want to learn so much about space, but sometimes we got to look right here, right on our own turf to gain information. We want to know about Mars. We could have the information right here on our own soil, our own turf. You know what I'm saying? But I think the correlation between us and Mars, if we look at it, the desert could be a reflection, a minor reflection of where we're headed in similarities to Mars or other planets. I don't know, man, but I know it's something. I know it's something, bro. And I know it ain't something simple that just, or it could be something simple, but precipitation, I think it's more than that. I think that helped aid to it, but yeah, I think it's something more than that. Just like them saying the animals. I think it aided to it, but I think it's more than that. But y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what you thought of this video, man. truly, truly great information, what's hidden under the sand of the Sahara. It's your boy L. Y'all stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.